Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. I made some videos showing the tutorial for this game, Genesis Alpha 1, but I'm going to go ahead and start a new game here. I've unlocked a few different corporations from playing the tutorial, but I'm going to go with Stall Union because they start off with more resources. And I'm going to go ahead and let this opening video run.
When I was young, our dream was to go to the stars. And so we tried, gave our best, and in the end we made it into space. We came here to prove our machines, our courage. We came for the competition and for the vanity. But we weren't ready yet. And the dream faded, became a nightmare, became propaganda and lies. But soon, our old dream became a global necessity. We needed resources. We needed more space and more food. We needed a perspective. After years of digging in the dust of Mars, the inventors gave us wings, the hyperdrive. Our ticket to not only Venus or Jupiter, but to Messier, to Andromeda, and to a galaxy we call Alpha 1. A galaxy full of bright suns and beautiful planets. A galaxy full of life. A new hope. An alliance of powerful corporations was forged, and Project Genesis initiated. The dream returned, and we became pioneers again. Arcs full of genetic material reached Alpha 1. Their goal? Finding a new home for its cargo, and to initiate a new Genesis for mankind. The best commanders were chosen to lead these starships, and like myself, you are one of them.
Welcome to the shipbuilding interface. Here you build and upgrade our ship.
So in the tutorial you start off with a few modules already built, but in the when you start a new game you have nothing but the bridge. So technically you just have to build a greenhouse, a tractor beam, a storage space, and crew quarters. But since I started with the Stall Union, I have extra resources, and I went ahead and built a hangar and a refinery and a workshop. As it turned out, I didn't really need the refinery or the hangar right away. I could have maybe built something else that would have made more sense, but this is what I did. And I'll just go ahead and say, in all of these Into Darkness videos, I'm still very much a new player. I don't like to look up guides on what to do and what not to do. So, you know, I'm going to make some mistakes, and if I realized I made a mistake, I'll go ahead and point it out to you, but I may or may not realize it as I'm making the video. So here we have the USS Genesis. I'm changing that to the USS Mystic, and you can see in the crew cabin that we have one space. So whenever I get the ability to make a new clone, I can go ahead and do that. And here it is, the majestic USS Mystic in the year 2147. So yeah, I've started a few games and I've had a few clones die, and when that happens I usually just start over. So I guess this might be my third start, really. And I'm basically happy with it so far. I'm happy enough with it that I'm going to keep going, although I do feel I made a few minor mistakes here and there. There's our captain. And of course the very first thing I do is very important. I need to change the color of the ship. So you can see you have 3 shaders there. You can change things around. This is a color combination that I like, so I went ahead and painted the whole ship this way, but you can do each module if you want to. And then the second very important thing that I do here is to go and change the names of my crew members.
Survival guide updated.
I like to change them to, you start off with 4 crew members. They're all human. and I like to change them to the characters in Alien. So there we have Ripley, and then I think I called this guy Kane, and then we ended up having Lambert and Brett as well. Lambert and Brett aren't in here yet, but they're on their way from some other part of the ship. There's Kane, and here comes Lambert. Now we'll go back to the bridge and assign a crew member up here, and
Job assigned.
a crew member up here will come up and they'll get on the computer and they'll scan. I don't think they'll scan like your immediate vicinity, but they'll scan the sectors around you. So
Guide updated.
you can use the computer to look for particular resources, and if it's been scanned, then you'll get like a little exclamation point. Here's the tractor beam room. I took a wrong turn. I'm already lost on my ship.
Survival guide updated.
Here's the tractor beam terminal.
Job assigned.
Assigned a crew member over here. Here's the storage. Here's the refinery. I don't think you technically need a refinery until you start getting ore from the planets, which
Survival guide updated.
I'm not going to do yet, because I'm not going to land just yet. So therefore, I don't really need this hangar just yet.
Job
But
job assigned.
I'm going to go ahead and assign 2 crew members here. I didn't think about all this until later, obviously. But here we have the workshop. I do think it's good to have the workshop because you start off with this weapons locker that has some ammo in it, and then also 2 turrets. And then the workshop can be used to make more turrets, and you're going to want a lot of turrets in various rooms. To start off with, I'm going to put 2 in the tractor beam room here. One up top, and then 1 down here, because it's possible when you're beaming in resources that you can get like a stowaway small alien that'll come in and they'll attack the crew, and they'll also attack these little power nodes that are on the wall. I'll show you, I'll point that out in a second, but we're going to go ahead and start beaming up from some debris here. There's 10 iron right there. I noticed when I'm building things that most modules seem to be either made of iron, aluminum, or copper. So it's good to get those things. Then there's also an energy cost. Since I have a crew member here, this process will go on without me, but I can speed it up by holding L2 by those terminals.
Resources collected.
And there we have a small alien that got beamed in, but the turret took care of it. And we'll speed up the process here and get some more iron. But it's probably better to get sulfur at the beginning, because sulfur is used to make those turrets. And then I believe lithium is used to make the energy barrier, which is another defensive measure. But yeah, you're going to want turrets all over the ship, really, because when you start using the lander, if you go on the trip yourself to the planet, you won't bring back any stowaways, it seems anyway. But if you send your crew, they could bring back a stowaway, because they will go down and do things. They'll go down and collect resources and come back, but they'll. It seems very likely they'll bring a stowaway. Turrets are good to have because you can also get infestations. whenever you're beaming things in, or if you shoot the aliens that are on the ship, they kind of explode into goo. And it's possible to get an infestation. There's the power node thing I was talking about. The aliens will attack those and knock them out. So you want to watch out for that. You want to watch out for infestations. But there's no more. If I'm not going to land on a surface, which I'm not going to yet, there is no more debris, like floating debris, that has sulfur. So I'm going to go back to the bridge, and we're going to warp to another sector and see if there's some sulfur there. And when I bring up this map, you'll be able to see that these surrounding sectors are being scanned by my crew member there. So when I move the square, planets explored 6 of 6, even though I haven't been there yet. 4 of 4, 6 of 6. So he's been, or she has been scanning those sectors for me.
Warning. Prepare for hyperdrive.
And there we go. New sector. If I wanted to, I could also use that computer to scan for a particular resource, and then it would indicate where the sulfur was, but I didn't think about that at the time. So now we'll head back to the tractor beam. You can scan your immediate sector in here. But see, these have already been scanned because that's what that crew member was doing. So there's some sulfur. That's what we want. Speed up the process. And I think we're going to get a different alien popping in here pretty quickly. Yeah. It's substantially bigger, but there's some DNA. Alien ability sample, harm touch. So I think you have to gather enough DNA and then research that, and then you can eventually make a clone that has that property.
Resource acquired.
So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. We're going to keep beaming up some sulfur, and then we'll in the next video I'm sure I will be making some turrets and putting them around. So thanks for watching, and and if this interests you, then check out video number 2. All right, thanks for watching.